as I enjoy to say so much. Coach Eliseo Pompa of the McHi Bulldogs stepping into the huddle and joining us on the show. Coach, good morning, sir. How are you?
Morning. I'm doing good.
How is everything going at the lovely the Dogs' house?
Well, I'm sitting up here in the press box, and I still see that we're missing a fence in center field, and we're missing a roof on our dugout. But other than that, it looks okay.
Obviously, that's from the hailstorm 2012, huh?
Yeah.
That Sprite grant that you guys got last year, that new fence hasn't come all the way in yet, huh?
Well, it was put up. And then what happened is the storm just knocked it down.
Okay, so it was whoever put it up. That's got to be for you. That's how that works, sir.
Yeah.
Coach, tell me about your team. Tell me about what you got going on there with the Bulldogs.
Well, we've been struggling, and we're kind of young, but we're still trying to hopefully have a chance to get into the playoffs. But we just haven't been able to play consistent ball the whole year.
If I remember correctly, you have a fairly young pitching rotation, don't you?
Yes, I do. They're all underclassmen. They're learning.
They're learning slowly but surely, huh?
Yeah.
How is the team coming together? What are your thoughts on, obviously you know that you have a young team and you're going to go through your growing pains, but, are they progressing as you thought they would be, or are they kind of slowed down, or are they ahead of schedule?
Well, we've been up and down. We play good defense and we don't hit. Then we hit the ball, we score runs, and we don't play defense. So we haven't been able to really, play baseball the way we're normally used to playing here. Good example was we lost to Row 1-0 on Thursday, and we had 3 or 4 chances to score, and we just didn't come up with a hit. Our kid pitched a pretty good ball game.
You just couldn't play.
Yeah, that's baseball. You just can't put your finger on it. I mean, baseball is baseball, and either you put the ball in play or you don't. And simple as that. We haven't been able to play consistent ball where we put pressure on the other team because we're just. I think our kids just are trying too hard.
And that, if you're over exerting, if you're over trying, it's going to affect the way you play, and obviously you guys have experienced that.
Well, I think our kids are just pressing too much. They just, we always tell them, you go out there and have fun, play smart, play hard, and have fun. And apparently they're playing hard. They're playing. Sometimes they don't play too smart, but I don't think they're playing. They're not playing to have fun. They're just too. Either nervous or they're pressing. I think to me the word is pressing.
They're wound too tight.
I guess so. You want to put it that way.
Coach, how many years have you been coaching?
To be honest with you, I've been in the teaching and coaching profession for about 35, 36 years. But I've been coaching baseball as a head coach for about 27 years.
Out of those 27 years, which is the best team that you've coached?
Well, I've had several. I had several good teams here in Mission, and we've had several very good teams here in McHi. But I would say the one we had about 2 years ago, where we were ranked nationally, I think that would probably have been our best one, when we had Alvaro Moreno and Alexis Garza and Timmy Ford and those kids. I mean, they were outstanding athletes, and But overall, I've coached them from very good teams in Mission and here in McAllen.
The best player you've had go through your system, just off the top of your head, this is the one that whenever he plays, they go, you know what, that's a Pompa product right there.
Well, there have been so many. There was a Mike Garza from Mission, Gabe de la Garza from Mission, and then you got Joaquin here in McAllen, Alvaro Moreno, Alexis Garza. It's hard to say, but as far as the best pitchers, I would have to say 2 would be Joaquin, Garza and Alexis Garza, and truly the best hitter would have to be Alvaro Moreno. Those kids were outstanding.
Where does Robbie Gutierrez fit in the mix anywhere?
Who?
Just kidding, Coach. I thought we'd throw that one out there.
I said, wait a minute, did I forget somebody?
He's easily forgettable. Hey, tell me what it's like coaching your grandson.
Well, I tell you I tell you what, I learned from coaching my son. Back when I was in mission, I had the opportunity to coach my son, and I kind of learned from it. You know, I learned not to put too much pressure on my grandson because I think I started off on the wrong foot with my son. I guess I expected him to, you know, and eventually he became a very good ball player. But I think I learned from coaching my son, you know, not to do some things that you know, I think I put more pressure on him than anyone else. And I kind of let my grandson just play. And eventually, you know, he was a pretty good athlete.
But that's one of the things that you learn as a grandparent, isn't it? It's just kind of one of those, hey, no matter what happens, just go out and have the fun, right?
Yeah, and he did have fun playing. He knew the game pretty well.
Coach, tell me about the rest of your district. Who's not going to surprise you when they come out as district champs? Or will you be surprised that this team is having the success?
No. I mean, it's in our district. It's always been Sherryland. They've always said, you know, they never rebuild there. They just kind of reload with their athletes. But I will say Sherryland, and I think Palmview this year has an outstanding group of kids. And I think there's other 4 teams that I think that we're going to be battling for that third and fourth spot for the playoffs. And I think we only have about 5 games left, and it's going to become very interesting to find out, you know, who's going to get in.
If you had to pick a player in the district that you would say this is the best player by far, this is the one that we really want to represent us, who would that player be?
Well, it would have to be Eric Gutierrez over at Sheridan. I mean, this kid's unbelievable the way he plays, especially offensively. And he's probably, I would say, probably the best hitter in South Texas.
Wow. That's a good call, considering that, you know, we've got the NCAA nation leader in Roger Bernal playing at UTPA. You know, now you've got probably the best hitter in South Texas in the high school ranks here.
Yeah, I think he's ranked nationally with Next Prep, so he's a good athlete. He's a good ball player. He knows what he's doing up there.
Coach, do you right now, I mean, I know that I realize that you're pretty much busy with your baseball season. Major League Baseball, you know, they had their opening weekend Thursday and Friday, unless you want to count when they did the opening weekend, the opening day in Japan last week. It doesn't seem to have the festivities, the fun, that it used to have in years past. Have you noticed that?
Well, I think what the Major League is trying to go out there to the whole, I guess the whole world, but it comes to a point where you don't know when opening season is. It started I think it started 2 weeks ago in Japan. Then there's one game on a Wednesday, and then they're off, and there's another game on Friday, and so actually I know what you're saying. It used to be where everyone started. I think the first original game would be in Cincinnati, if I remember correctly. And now, you got to read the paper to find out who's playing where, when to start the season.
Right, just to stay up to date onto when your team is playing. Which is the team that you follow? If there's one team that you've got to sit down and watch an entire 9 innings of, besides the McHi Bulldogs.
Well, I usually like to. There's a lot of teams that I got that Major League ticket on DirecTV. Not that I'm advertising it or anything like that,
but it is a beautiful thing to have.
Yeah, yesterday I watched Jaime pitch, so I guess I like to watch the Cardinals, especially when he pitches. But the Cardinals, the Yankees, I like the young teams like the Royals, and I always liked Tampa ever since Jorge Cantu was playing with them, and I just kind of stayed with him. But no, I don't really have a favorite, but I do enjoy watching Jaime pitch when he pitches for the Cardinals.
Did you see Carlos Pena hit that grand slam yesterday in the Yankees-Rays game? First inning?
Did. Yep. And it kind of baffled me that so early in the game they were walking people intentionally just to go lefty, and I said, you know what, I think it's going to hurt, and sure enough, it did.
It stung pretty bad. It hurt me just sitting there because I was already hyping it up, and this is going to be great, and then to see him just come back, and he was returning to the Rays, as they say, and the crowd went nuts when he went up to bat, and it just went crazy when he hit that grand slam.
Yeah, and not only that, but he also got the single to beat Rivera in the bottom of the ninth.
I was almost past that, Coach. I had moved on beyond that already. Coach Eliseo Pompa, the McHi Bulldogs, is joining us here at the Huddle on 840 Fox Sports Radio. Let's get back to the high school ranks, Coach. What is the most memorable game that you remember playing? Not playing but managing in?
I guess, there've been so many playoff games that we played. Remember when I was in Mission, a big series with Churchill and Laredo. There have been so many that you just can't. I remember the heartbreak ones.
Yeah, of course.
I think those are the ones you remember. I guess the still the one that I still kind of have a bad taste is the one last year when we were playing Alexander, where we were ahead 8-4, last inning, 2 outs, 2 strikes on the batter, and then for the next 4 runs they scored, we couldn't get an out, and they tied it. So it's one of those things that you always say. Baseball is a game of bounces, and sometimes a little bit of luck is involved. But I guess I remember more of the losses than the wins.
Yeah, that's just the way it turns out everywhere you go. Coach, in all your many years of coaching, you've got to run into a team that when you faced off with them, you said, this is not a high school team, this is a minor league team that we're facing. What team was that?
It's hard to say. I remember a couple of years back when we were playing Moody. Moody was, of course, they were all exceptionally good ball players, but I think Moody comes to mind. Carroll several years ago. But to be honest with you, I think evenly-wise, especially in the playoffs, I think we've been pretty well evenly matched with other teams. And in our case, it's always come down to the third game. And I just can't put and say, this team or that team, but there's a lot of good high school teams out there with a lot of talent. And if you're not ready to play that particular day, I think that anyone can beat anybody. But to be honest with you, I haven't played a team that you say that we were completely overly matched as far as skills and strength. I think we've always been able to. I think all our Valley teams have been able to handle themselves, with the Cal Allens and the Moody's, and people like that. But I just can't pick a team that you say were completely overly matched by their skills or talent.
Which Valley team is going to carry the banner the farthest this season in the playoffs? We're very unfortunate that this year, the last couple of years, that the first playoff games that we play is against Laredo schools, and they're all very well coached. There's a lot of talent over there, and I figure that in our district, I would say that if you start looking at the standings in Laredo, I'm saying that probably I'll probably say maybe Sharyland has a good chance. And in the other district over here, it might be PSJ, the Bears. All right. Well, Coach, listen, we appreciate the time. When can we see the Bulldogs back on the field?
Hopefully, we're not scheduled to play at home till Friday. So hopefully by Friday, I'm looking here and they're already working on the fence. So I'm hoping that Friday we'll be able to play at least one of our 2 remaining home games here before hopefully the playoffs start.
And if there's any Bulldog fan with an extra hammer and set of nails and they want to join you at the field, I guess they can stop by?
Well, I hope so, but I think from what I understand, that there is a crew that's supposed to be up here sometime today. And but I think the main thing is the cleanup. They're trying to break apart the whole roof that flew off the dugout. And but according to the people, it'll be ready hopefully by Monday, so we'll see.
We'll keep an eye on that. Coach, we certainly appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us, and best of luck.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Coach Eliseo Pompa, the McHi Bulldogs, joining us here.